What's going on, everybody? This is Mike Burke from class. I've been unable to make it these past 2 weeks because I have some baseball games going on. I know you're all wondering where I am, probably have trouble sleeping at night. Don't worry, I'll be back next week. But anyway, back to the presentation. As you probably already know, my group's presentation is on people with developmental disabilities and how they're portrayed in the media. I'm sure my fellow groupmates have already touched on the history of the topic and hit on some other key points. My section of the presentation has to do with little people and how they're portrayed in movies and television shows. Now, first of all, little people in entertainment has been going on for quite a long time. During the medieval times, little people jesters were valued entertainment for the court. Little people jesters became advisors and convenience to the monarchy. In other words, little people jesters were the precursors of stand-up comedians today. They would entertain the kings and queens by talking about current events and politics, etc., etc. Over time, these acts eventually grew into circus roles and freak shows. Just 2 centuries ago, this was going on, and they were still viewed as abnormal. And the only way for them to make a living was for them to do these acts. But as time grew on, little people in entertainment expanded. They were seen more in wrestling arenas, theaters, movies, television shows, etc. And many have been nominated for Oscars and Emmys. Now, my thoughts on this topic. When I was first told I was going to research this, I originally thought, okay, little people in entertainment. The first 2 people that come to mind are Mini-Me from Austin Powers and Wee Man from the movie Jackass. Both of these individuals both play roles that have to do with comedy, making the viewers laugh. So I always thought little people who starred in movies and television shows always had to deal with comedy, and it was a big joke. But as I researched this further, I realized that this is not necessarily the case. There are a number of roles played by little people that deal with a more serious matter. Now I'm going to give a few examples. Alright, first example we got Vern Troyer, better known as Mini-Me. He's probably the first actor that comes to mind when thinking about this topic. This man is only 2'8", is very wealthy, and has dated several models. His roles in movies mostly have been in comedies: Austin Powers, Men in Black, Jingle All the Way, all where he was viewed as a comedian rather than playing a serious role. Next example. We got Jason Acuna. This man's better known as Wee Man from the movie Jackass. Now, I don't know how many of you have actually seen it, but he does some pretty ridiculous things in order to get some laughs from viewers. Again, this is another example of how a little person is portrayed as a comedian. Next example. Peter Dinklage. Peter's roles aren't always meant for humor, unlike Mini-Me and Wee Man. Peter stars in one television show called Game of Thrones, where he's known as the genius. From what I researched, his character always outsmarts everyone, and his family is very wealthy. Now, we have played some different roles where he is the comedian, such as in Elf, where he tackles Will Ferrell in a scene. But for the most part, he has played in serious roles where the little person is viewed on the same level as the person who does not suffer from disability. Peter has also been nominated for a number of different awards. Alright, now this is the last example I'm going to cover. Little People, Big World. This television show shows how little people are capable of working and contributing to society. This video clip I watched showed that they had children who did not suffer from dwarfism, and it seemed like that they could contribute to society just as much as a regular person could. This show portrays little people in a good way and just shows them that they're on the same level as a normal person. the examples I'm going to cover. There are a number of other. Let me fix that camera. All right, good. There are a number of other different roles that where little people play a more serious matter, and they play the hero rather than being a comedian, such as Mini-Me and the Wee Man from Jackass. But for the most part, little people are viewed differently in movies and television shows than a person with an intellectual disability. Reason being is because they're they can function a little bit better and can contribute to society a little bit more, so they're viewed differently. That's all I had to cover for my section of the presentation. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all next week.